Good afternoon, Facebook. Hope you're in for a jolly Monday, because I'm sure you're super excited about Motivational Mondays. That's what I'm going to call them today. Motivational Mondays. From this moment onwards, that's what they're going to be called. So I wanted to talk about supporting local business. It was one of those things that somebody mentioned at the weekend. I happened to put on some steak on my wall. For those of you that saw it, must be super excited about my steak. It was one of the most engaged posts I had. Should I eat this gone off steak or not? For those of you that were part of that, I didn't eat the steak, I've got to tell you. I can see the people that jump on the live or the video, the replay afterwards, and they're just going to jump off now like, how dare you? How could you do it and not eat it? I didn't eat it. It was £7, get over it. Right, so supporting local business. So what happened is I put this post about the steak, and it was clearly from Asda, which I'll have you know, Asda does a decent steak. Every now and again, it's a bit hit and miss really. Prefer Sainsbury's steak of all the places I've been to, but anyway, it's by the by. And somebody mentioned that, that's not a way to support your local business. Get down to your local butchers. Matt Meacham, I think that's his name, he kindly pointed out that it's not the 90s, 80s, and most people, unless you live in a village in the countryside, don't have a local butcher's. My local butcher's is halal butcher's. It doesn't look that clean when I go in there, and I'm not really sure about it, so I'm not sure about local butchers. Maybe all local butchers don't look clean, but that one particularly didn't look inviting as I walked by it is probably the best way. There is one in town though. I did mention the one in town. It does look very good. Used to use it when I was 15. Used to do big trays of meat, but I don't go in town very often. And as Matt said, you know, his local one is in town and there's no parking and blah blah blah. And you know, convenience is everything. I live a mile away from Asda, so what am I going to do? Like, most of my stuff is from Asda. I have a Tesco shop on the corner near where I live, so I'm going to go there anyway. As I said, by the by. So how do you support small business then? If you're going to support small business, what can you do to do it? First and foremost is looking at your friends list and the people you know, and understanding what they do for their businesses. So we've had a local butcher, they've been here for just over 700 years. Oh, mate, it's not long enough that. I'm going to go to Asda, they've only been here 10 years. Anyway, actually, Pete did a little walk around his town. I saw that 360 walk you did around your town. It was pretty cool, Pete. Anyway, look, you're distracting me now. Right, how can you support small businesses? Find out what your friends do. This is one of those things, when Adam first joined the business, he said to me, Matt, people are not supporting me. They're not sharing my stuff. They're not getting involved. And I said to him, well, first and foremost, you need to tell them what you do. So if you don't know, we do video. And we also do websites, right? So what I'd expect from that point of view is for the people that I know to look out for opportunities. Opportunities are around us all the time. The favourite word that people use for this kind of thing in a first world country is abundance. We are surrounded by abundance, right? There's abundance of cash, there's abundance of time, of energy, and there's opportunities. They're in abundance. They're around us all the time. So when you look out for them, think about the local people that you know that do that kind of thing. And if you've got friends on your Facebook, let's say you've got 1,000 friends, if you don't know what those guys do, you're not going to get involved that much at the minute. Is Tom still coming in, look, even though I'm doing a Facebook Live, but let's just carry on, shall we? He just looked through the window, I looked at him, gave him the look to say, don't come in, Tom, but he still went to come in. That's Tom. And if you've seen my Facebook Lives a lot, you'll know Tom either bangs on the door, the fire alarm goes off, or he walks in, post, or whatever. Piss off, Tom. I shouldn't say that because this is a public Facebook Live. Right, so look out for opportunities. So I know people that are graphic designers. If anyone asks for a graphic designer, I think of the people that come to mind first and foremost. There's plumbers, electricians, builders, butchers, you know, every kind of industry, first aid folk, every kind of industry that you can think of, whatever groups you're part of on Facebook, people will always ask. I mean, heaven forbid you should ask for a photographer, because you will get inundated with people that want to pass on a referral for a photographer. There's certain industries I find as well, like photography, where people are more likely to tag and refer the building trades, you know, manual labour, that kind of trades where people will refer. But when it comes to video, when it comes to web design's another one that gets referred to quite a lot. graphic design. Some of the others just don't get as referred to as much. So try and think about how you can refer people. And you don't have to be in a networking group with them, right? I've mentioned this before about networking groups. Just because you're not part of their group doesn't mean you can't refer them. If you trust them, if you know them, if you like them, refer them and help them grow their businesses. Share their content, right? I mentioned this about Adam saying that his friends weren't really sharing their content. They might put out videos, they might put out blog posts, they might just talk about interesting stuff, share their shit. I mean, just get it out there, help them, support them. Let them know about events. So this is another thing, depending on what kind of business they're in. Let them know if there's a local event that might be useful for them, where there might be some opportunities. Or put on an event. If you don't know of any local events, maybe you could get together with a few people in similar sort of industries, complementary industries. Let's say I'm a web designer, I might get a graphic designer, photographer, videographer, get all those creatives together and see if we can put on an event where we can sort of highlight each of his skills. Comms, PR, just seen Gabby's joined, comms, PR, those are the kind of people that would put on events together. Or maybe complete opposing industries you could put on events as well. Like we've done events where we're the videographer for a health and safety company. So we've been along and supported those events because we provided some material for those events, etc. We did this once as well where we filmed, what was it? Awards, that's it. We filmed some awards and we did all this sort of behind the scenes stuff and stuff for them to play on the screens. But we would have never seen it in real terms. So I said to them, could we come along to the awards and see these things in action and support your event? So that's good. And then just from a general perspective, as I said, it doesn't necessarily mean going to your local butchers or buying things from them. The sale is kind of the business's main thing anyway. So you don't have to support just by buying something from a local business. It's about looking out and helping them out in any way possible. It might be that they're looking for something to help their business. It could be digital marketing support. It could be desks for their office. It could be staff. It could be anything really, but there's lots of different ways you can support them, again, without just buying something from them. Very true, even just a retweet or sharing a post on Facebook can make a great difference to local business, literally takes a second. Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, I think from a sort of reach point of view, that's really great, right? Because you're opening your doors, your Facebook list to to the post that they've put on, etc., which is great for reach. But also you're kind of rubber stamping it in a way. And I think there's some things maybe people don't want to rubber stamp. If my friend's a high-class escort, maybe I don't want to rubber stamp that. But certainly for most businesses out there, you can just be supportive of it. And again, you'll see this a lot as well, people posting stuff and there's not many comments. So just adding a comment and just adding some value in it. When you're in the business world, you get into things like pods, like engagement pods. So like there's a LinkedIn one, we've got a 4N one, where we support each other's posts. Why? Because it spreads the reach of those posts around, but also it just helps that when you're doing things like Facebook Lives, you don't think that nobody's watching, you know. So that's good. Pratik says, very well said. Love watching the live commentary. Small businesses could do a lot to learn about commentary on the daily something. Oh, I can't see the rest of that comment. That's weird. I'll read that in a minute. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for getting involved, those of you that did. Remember, support is good. As in asking for a friend. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going. Bye-bye.